They were cousins. They were teammates. They were destined for greatness. But just as the Toronto Raptors began to rise, Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady split. What could have been one of the NBA's most iconic duos became one of its greatest what-ifs. This is Court Chronicles. Tracy McGrady was the first to arrive. Drafted straight out of high school in 1997, T-Mac was raw but dripping with talent. He had bounce, length, and limitless potential, but he struggled to earn minutes in his rookie year under head coach Darryl Walker, who didn't know how to use a teenage phenom. Vince Carter came a year later, the high-flying star from North Carolina. He was polished, mature, and instantly became Toronto's franchise player. The moment Vince touched the court, the Raptors had an identity. He wasn't just a dunker. He was a showman, a scorer, and a leader in the making. They didn't even know they were related at first. It wasn't until they joined the Raptors that a conversation at a family reunion led to a shocking discovery. They were cousins, real cousins, not just friends, blood. It was a story too perfect to script. Family, talent, and destiny, all in one locker room. In the 1998-99 lockout-shortened season, Vince and T-Mac suited up together for the first time. It wasn't just highlights, it was chemistry. Fast breaks, alley-oops, no-look passes. Two of the most athletic players in the league, reading each other's minds on the floor. Vince became an instant star, winning Rookie of the Year and electrifying fans with his dunks. Tracy, still growing into his role, showed flashes of brilliance off the bench. In the playoffs, T-Mac led the team in blocks, rebounds, and even assists during some stretches. The potential was undeniable. Toronto was buzzing. The Raptors weren't just a team, they were a movement. The entire country of Canada was starting to believe. But behind the scenes, something was building. Something fragile. McGrady was tired of being in Vince's shadow. He didn't want to be the second option. He wanted to lead, to step into his own spotlight. And there was also pressure, family pressure, agent pressure, expectations that he could be more than just a sidekick. With his rookie contract ending, he hit free agency in 2000. The Raptors tried to convince him to stay. Vince tried too. He told Tracy they could win together, that they just needed time. But Tracy wasn't convinced Toronto was the place where he'd truly shine. T-Mac chose Orlando, a fresh start and a bigger role. He wanted to write his own story. And just like that, the duo was over before it really began. McGrady blossomed in Orlando, becoming a two-time scoring champ and a seven-time All-Star. He dropped 60 in a game. He was a walking highlight reel. But he never made it past the first round of the playoffs. Vince carried Toronto into the playoffs and gave fans unforgettable moments. The 2000 Slam Dunk Contest, the 2001 playoffs, and the iconic Game 7 against the Sixers. But injuries and friction with management would eventually lead to his exit too. Both had Hall of Fame careers. Both were generational talents. But fans never stopped asking the question, what if they stayed together? Imagine the two of them growing into their primes together, dominating the East in the early 2000s. Vince's scoring, T-Mac's versatility. Their athleticism was generational. Add a few role players, Antonio Davis, Del Curry, maybe even a defensive anchor, and the Raptors could have been title contenders. Would they have beaten Iverson's Sixers, pushed past the Pacers, maybe even taken a shot at Shaq and Kobe in the finals? They were only 20 and 21 when it all ended. That's the part that stings. They had time. They just didn't use it together. We'll never know. But the highlights, the potential, the magic of those moments, it still lives on. Vince and Tracy are both remembered as legends, but together, they could have been historic. They could have changed the league. This is Court Chronicles. Subscribe for more untold NBA stories.